A billionaire was on the edge of losing everything, his fortune, his reputation, even himself. But then, a single dad janitor said one simple thing that changed everything. With betrayal lurking at every corner, love guiding his heart, and a shocking twist that could destroy him or save him, this is a story of pain, courage, and redemption. Watch closely, because what happens next will leave you speechless. Before we dive into this incredible story, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you never miss our powerful, life-changing stories that inspire, motivate, and transform lives. I had built everything from nothing. Towers, accounts, influence, my world glittered with power. Yet, behind the walls of my penthouse, I was empty. Deals collapsed. Friends vanished. My trust had become a dangerous commodity. I met her in that chaos. She smiled as if she carried sunlight in her hands, even when my world was drowning in shadows. She did not offer money, advice, or empty sympathy. She offered truth. She reminded me of the man I had once been before greed sharpened my edges. Nights became long confessions. I bared my failures, betrayals, and insecurities. She listened without judgment, her eyes fierce and tender all at once. I worked tirelessly, but I was blind to the walls I had built around my own heart. She tore them down with patience, words, and relentless belief. Then came the lowest moment, my company teetered on bankruptcy. I felt the air leave my lungs. Despair tasted metallic. He was a janitor, a single dad, passing through my office one night. He said a line I can never forget. Something so simple, yet it shattered my doubts like glass. I realized then that wealth meant nothing if it was hollow. True strength lay in love, in courage, in the hands that lift you when you cannot lift yourself. Her hand in mine, his words in my ears, I began to rebuild. Not just my empire, but my soul. Every sacrifice became a lesson. Every failure, a stepping stone. And just when I thought I had lost everything, something miraculous began to shift. My world, once grey and suffocating, started to bloom with hope and meaning. The janitor's words echoed in my mind long after he left. "You are more than what you have lost," he said, his small hands wiping a counter with unwavering care. "Do not trade yourself for numbers on a screen." I could not shake them. They burned like fire in the cold hollow of my chest. She noticed the change in me first. My eyes no longer darted in fear or greed. My hands no longer trembled at every phone call. We worked together, side by side. I poured hours into rebuilding, not just my company, but the relationships I had abandoned, the promises I had broken. Every late night, she reminded me why I started. Every setback became a lesson instead of a defeat. One evening, staring at the city skyline, I realized the walls I had once built around my heart had crumbled completely. The fear that had haunted me for years was replaced with gratitude, clarity, and a fierce determination to never return to emptiness. Then, just when I believed I had learned all the lessons, an unexpected betrayal shook me to the core. The betrayal came from the one person I trusted above all, my longtime business partner. Contracts I thought were secure were overturned. Funds vanished. Every plan I had meticulously laid out disintegrated overnight. I sat alone in my office, the city lights mocking me through the glass. My hands shook. My heart ached, not for money, but for the innocence I had lost in trusting blindly. She appeared quietly, placing a hand on my shoulder. Her touch anchored me. "Do not let their darkness define your light," she whispered. "You have survived worse. You will rise again." Her words were a lifeline. I remembered the janitor's simple truth: I am more than what I have lost. I started again, from scratch, rebuilding my empire one careful decision at a time. Nights were long. Mistakes were brutal. Pain was constant. But with her guidance, I learned patience, humility, and the power of unwavering faith in people who truly care. And just when I began to see progress, a shocking opportunity appeared, an offer that could either save everything or destroy it completely. The opportunity came in the form of a contract so risky, it made my stomach churn. Invest everything I had left, or walk away and watch my empire vanish forever. I paced the empty office, the hum of the city below like a heartbeat in my ears. Fear clawed at me, threatening to paralyze every thought. She stood beside me silently, her eyes steady. "You will regret inaction more than failure," she said softly. "Trust yourself, not the fear." Her faith ignited something in me I thought I had lost forever. Courage. Clarity. Purpose. I signed. The gamble felt like stepping off a cliff with no safety net, yet somehow, it felt right. Days turned into nights. Every call, every negotiation, tested me. Every failure threatened to break me. And then, the miracle happened. The deal succeeded beyond imagination. The empire that had crumbled began to flourish. I wanted to celebrate, but my heart was heavy with lessons learned, the cost of greed, the sting of betrayal, and the quiet power of love and loyalty. Just as I began to feel relief, a past rival appeared, someone I thought I had defeated long ago, bringing news that would challenge everything I had rebuilt. He walked into my office with a smirk I had seen years ago, a reminder of the ruthless ambition I thought I had left behind. "You think you have won?" he said, voice cold as steel. "Everything you built could vanish in a day." I felt a familiar panic rising, but then I looked at her. Her hand found mine, calm and unwavering, and I remembered every lesson she had taught me. Love does not shield you from pain. Courage does not erase fear. But together, they make you unstoppable. I drew in a deep breath. "I am not the man I was," I said quietly. "I have learned what truly matters. And I will not falter again." The rival laughed, dismissive, and left, but I knew this confrontation was only the beginning. We worked tirelessly, anticipating every challenge, turning setbacks into strategy, fear into fuel. Every night, I reflected on the janitor's words, her patience, and my own resilience. I had risen from emptiness, betrayal, and despair, not for wealth, but for meaning, love, and strength. Yet, just as the horizon seemed clear, an unexpected twist of fate appeared, threatening to test not only my empire, but my heart. The unexpected twist arrived as a letter, sealed with the insignia of a bank I thought loyal. It claimed that a massive loan I had secured years ago had been called in, immediately. My accounts, my assets, everything at risk once more. I felt my chest tighten, the walls of fear closing in. Panic whispered that I was about to lose it all again. She stood beside me, unshaken. "You have survived before. You will survive now. Do not let fear decide your path." Her faith steadied me, but this time, I knew action had to match belief. We analyzed every number, every connection, every possibility. Nights bled into mornings, yet we did not rest. Every setback demanded ingenuity, every challenge demanded courage. The janitor's words returned in my mind, "You are more than what you have lost." I realized then that no wealth, no empire, no victory mattered more than the strength I had cultivated, the love I had nurtured, and the wisdom I had gained. Just when a solution began to emerge, the call came. An insider, someone I trusted, was plotting to exploit the chaos for personal gain. The call froze me. Someone I had trusted, years of loyalty, of shared battles, was now scheming to take everything. I felt the sting of betrayal like fire in my veins. Rage and despair fought for dominance, but I could not act recklessly. She placed her hand on mine, steady and warm. "Anger will blind you. Let clarity guide you instead." Her calmness anchored me. I began to trace every decision, every hidden motive, every possible outcome. Nights blurred into days as we planned, calculated, and prepared. I remembered the janitor's words, simple but profound, "You are more than what you have lost." Every sacrifice I had made, every moment of doubt and pain, had forged me into someone who could withstand this storm. Then, just when I thought we had uncovered the full scope of the betrayal, a shocking truth emerged, something so unexpected, it threatened not just my empire, but the very people I loved most. The shocking truth revealed a betrayal, yes, but also an opportunity one had never imagined. The same rival and insider who sought to destroy me had unknowingly exposed a flaw in the system I could now fix. With her guidance, patience, and unwavering belief, I turned the threat into triumph. Every lost dollar, every sleepless night, every wound of betrayal became a lesson in resilience. I rebuilt my empire stronger, fairer, and wiser than before. But the true victory was not in wealth. It was in the love that steadied me, the kindness that lifted me, and the courage I discovered within myself. The janitor's words echoed in my heart forever: "You are more than what you have lost." I learned that success is meaningless without integrity, compassion, and those who walk with you through darkness. And so, I live each day not just to grow, but to uplift, to protect, and to remember that even in the deepest despair, hope, love, and perseverance will always lead the way.